To thank today's resource person, Mr. Alert Manoj Peter. So thank you, sir. Thanks for joining with us. Thanks for spending your valuable time with us. And thanks for sharing your views on data analytics using AI ML tools. And I welcome our Vice Principal Ramanathan, sir, for giving this welcome address
Yeah.
on behalf of our AI department. Please, sir.
Yeah. Sir, good evening, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good evening to one and all present in this online. Very good evening to one and all present in this online forum today evening. I first take this opportunity to thank the head of the Department of AI, Dr. Choknanan sir, and his team of conveners. Dr. Vamshi sir, Dr. Jennifer,
Sir, Ramnan, sir, voice breaking.
madam. Coordinator
Yeah, sorry for the inconvenience, participants. There is a uh, problem in the network of our vice principal. So we will wait for a while so that he will join in a minute. Thank you.
Am I audible now?
Sir, audible, sir. Sir, thank you, sir. Audible, sir.
Yeah. Okay, sorry for the network disconnection. Okay. I take this opportunity to welcome all the participants from various colleges and students from our institute and other institutes who have come actively to participate in this online FDP. I take this opportunity to appreciate the efforts of the Department of Artificial Intelligence, starting from the head, Dr. K. Choknathan sir, and his team, led by conveners Dr. Vamshi sir, Dr. Jennifer madam, and coordinators Vishwanath sir and Aisha madam, for meticulously planning this online FDP for this entire week with the help of eminent personalities, both from industries and academicians. I hope the participants will enjoy this experience, gain immense exposure and knowledge in the emerging areas of AI and data science. I request all the students to utilize this opportunity and interact with the resource person and get benefited. I also thank our management and principal for actively supporting us in conducting various events for the benefit of both faculty members as well as students. I once again thank one and all for the opportunity being presented. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir. Now I requested Vamsi sir to take over the session. Ashok sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Good evening, all. It is with great pleasure and sense of profound honor to introduce our esteemed chief guest for this International Faculty Development Program on unveiling emerging trends in artificial intelligence and data renaissance. Our guest speaker today, Mr. Manoj Peter, co-founder of Standard Insights, is a luminary in the field of artificial intelligence and networking. With an illustrious career spanning over a decade, he has left an indelible mark on the landscape of education and technology. Mr. Manoj Peter started his career as a program analyst at Clayton Tech, Chennai. After a brief period, he ventured into education field and worked as an assistant professor at Dr. Sivanthi Adityanar College of Engineering and Agni College of Technology. Later, he became a freelance software consultant, technical trainer for Alerts Consultancy. Mr. Manoj has conducted various technical trainings for FreshCamp, SoftLogic Academy, and Etoli Technologies. From 2018 to now, Mr. Manoj has associated himself with many other organizations in various positions. As an enterprise resource planning consultant and senior trainer for CMS Computers Limited, he has worked as an IT director for ANG Corp Private Limited, as an information technology strategist for Next 99, and currently he is a co-founder of Standard Insights. Mr. Manoj possesses rich knowledge and skills in various fields. He has expertise in Java, machine learning, Linux systems, network security, ERP. During his career, he has worked as many technologies and platforms such as Java, Node.js, React.js, PHP, databases like MySQL, MongoDB, artificial intelligence, machine learning frameworks, networks, and network security. During his tenure in the IT industry, he has been involved in successfully delivering many software products. Some important projects he has done are Smart Choice AI, QPay Reach, DG Marketing, Zero CRM, Auto Automation, and many point of sale applications. As an ardent learner, he had obtained a prestigious certificate, Certified Ethical Hacker from Easy Council US, and he is a certified Red Hat Linux administrator. Dear all, please join me in extending a warm welcome to Mr. Alert Manoj Peter. We are truly honored to have him with us today, and we eagerly anticipate his insights and guidance, which will undoubtedly enrich our learning experience and empower us to chart new horizons in our professional journey. With this, I conclude my introduction about Mr. Manoj. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ashok, sir. Once again, I thank all the participants, and I request Peter, sir, to carry forward the session, sir. Sir, the session is to yours, handing over to you, sir.
Thank you guys for a warm welcome. And it is
Welcome,
really
sir. Most
interesting to
welcome.
hear my experience from other people. I think I stopped mentioning a lot of things a while back, but I got a lot of introduction about me. Okay, so that's a good thing. And so it's a very warm evening to everybody. So I think as of now, I'm seeing 149 participants as of now. So it's very interesting to have this much participants, and I think I don't recall a lot of names. So I wish all the conveners for the great success of the FDP, and good luck for you people. And I think I wish all the participants so that from this you can learn a lot of things, and you should be, I think, whatever the management, the leads and the conveners, I think all the very best to you. So with this, I'll start my session. Okay. So I don't want to talk about me a lot, but I want to say something. Actually, I have a mixed experience. Like I was in academia, I was a software developer and trainer as well as a consultant. So based on all these knowledge I gathered around the years. So I'm going to give a small overview about AI. Actually, the topic the title I chose was transform data into analytics. So I think Standard Insights is my company. So what exactly we are doing is we are collecting the information from the various systems like POS systems, ERP systems, or CRM, and then we analyze the data and we are transforming into uh, reports. That reports will help companies to take decisions and move forward. So that's what exactly we are doing. Okay, so I just wanted to give a piece of information. I think this FTP is just 1.5 hours. So I don't know, it's been a very long since I spoke in a forum like this, because when I was in college, I used to take classes up to 40 minutes. I don't know whether I can withstand for 1.5 hours. So I'll try to make it as a mixture of some kind of hands-on as well as not a hands-on. It's a demo plus some slides. Okay, so what exactly we are going to learn today is, I think, let me share my screen so that I'll start my presentation. Okay, so I'm using multiple monitors. Okay, so that I may look different places. So please bear with me. Okay, so this is what we are going to see today. So what is AI in reality? What are the problems currently we have in AI? AI always have problems, but today we have a certain kind of problems we are trying to resolve. Not we means the whole internet community and all the AI developers. Okay, so let's discuss a little bit about it. Then what is it is meant to create a framework. What is mean by creating a framework, or what is mean by creating a solution for a problem. Then a life with AI. So it's a small demo we will try to accommodate with the help of small algorithms. But to be another disclosure, I'm not a Python guy. My expertise in Java as well as in Node and React JS. So that I'm a backend guy, but I learned few things in Python, and I came up with small presentations as well as data into action. So when you given a data, how you can transform into an action. So that is a small discussion. If possible, we can go ahead and then let's conclude this. Okay, to start with, these are all the some of the main industries which is using AI right now. Mostly healthcare sector, finance sector, automotive sector, customer service sector. I think customer service sector, I think everybody experienced nowadays the AI in customer service and privacy violation. So this is an interesting topic because what is the use of AI in privacy violation? So let's discuss there. And in smart homes, I think at least we used some kind of smart devices in our home. I think we use smart switches, smart bulbs, smart lights. Okay, so we will have a small discussion on that. To start with healthcare, as of now, the medical accuracy or medical, what do you call, diagnosis is purely based on the data. I think if you go to any X-ray centers or blood test centers, I think our scan centers, when they take an X-ray or scan report, at the scan report you can see, okay, so this is what the diagnosis is all about. I think you don't need to even go to the doctors. So 90% of the times in that sheet itself, we have, okay, so so this is your problem like that. I think you don't have any problem like that. So in this sector, AI is taking a huge place. I think if you take doctors, 90% of the doctors now moving the, I think not 90%, I'd say it's a majority of doctors is heavily rely on data or heavily rely on these kind of reports. Okay, sorry guys, very sorry. So these kind of guys heavily rely on this data to diagnose people. So this is where AI takes a very important role. So in other terms, it's a data. In finance sector, I think if you are making a finance purchase, okay, so for example, you are swiping a credit card, you are swiping some kind of, you are making an online purchase, immediately the system has to understand, okay, this is a legitimate transaction or non-legitimate transaction. From that transaction, whether we have to approve the statement or not. So that is what finance in finance the AI is doing. For an example, I think there is a scenario. I think I was working with a friend. I think he was working for a Barclays bank in I think England. Okay, so he used to say a few things. For example, how we are going to predict a buyer's behavior. How we are going to flag. Okay, so this is legitimate transaction. This is not legitimate transactions. I think, can anyone tell me, so from your, I think you have a purchase pattern, you have a credit card, you are using credit cards, okay, for a while. I think suppose somebody else is trying to access your credit card. How the system can understand you are not doing the transaction, somebody else is doing the transaction? Anyone can say that? No takers? Okay, fine. Let me answer. For example, I think you have a credit card. Using the credit card, you are mostly using the credit card for grocery shopping, and you're spending the credit card in some kind of restaurants. You are spending the credit card in some reputed stores for buying some electronic products or home appliances. Okay, so these are all the purchase patterns of the credit card. Suddenly, if the credit card goes to some other purchase, for example, even in the same city, I think I'm from Chennai, so I'm saying that the credit card is in Chennai, but actually the practice mostly it is used for three purposes. One is grocery or daily expenses. Next one is, for example, some electronic gadgets and few other things he's using. Suddenly, if the credit card is used in a gambling site, okay, so that is an indication that, okay, this person's behavior is not aligned with his previous predictions, previous purchases. So what exactly the computer will do? Immediately, normally nowadays it is going to ask one-time password, right? So that it will trigger a one-time password. So I think in India we are tied up with one-time password. Whenever you, even if you make for $50, 50 rupees transaction or 100 rupees transactions, immediately that OTP is asked. But in countries like US or countries like England, people are a little bit lazy, so they have they have some issues on putting the pin every time. So what exactly they are doing is they are allowing they don't have that OTP that much. I think some banks have, but not much. So what happens is immediately it will allow the transaction. So in this case, in finance sectors, there are a lot of algorithms available. So this is the actual behavior. If the behavior changes like X to Y, immediately suspend the transaction like that. Actually, in our company, I think Standard Insights, I think we have a brand, I think it's a US based company. So we have our partner in USA, we have a credit card. So normally we use credit card for only three things. One is we have some technical subscriptions, and our partner travel from one place to another place. So he booked flight tickets. Apart from that, he visit a coffee shop. Sudden, I think he don't buy anything from e-commerce site or something like that. Suddenly what happened is we got two transactions for $500 and $500 for a e-commerce site. I think that the e-commerce site is also not a famous one like Amazon or something like that. It's a very bad site. Okay, immediately it triggered, immediately it blocked the transactions, immediately it withheld the money. Okay, so this is where the AI role is very, very important. I think most of the times we are using pattern matching for predicting the finances kind of oriented things. Then in automotive fields, I think you may hear about, I think in Indian cars, there are something called, what do you call, lane keep assist. Another one, I just like that so many things are there in some kind of automatic driving is also available, autonomous driving, and also collision warning. So if your car is going fast near a vehicle, automatically the brake will be applied. All these things we are having in using AI, we are implementing in automotive fields. But most of these things are very crap. I think I used to drive fast, and suddenly if you are going near a lorry and you will cut the car and you will put the accelerator back and the car will go up fast. If you have AI, there is a thing, the AI will think like, okay, so there is a vehicle, so you apply the brake like that. It will say sometimes the driving experience may go bad. So there are some issues in automotive field implementation also. Customer service is another important thing. I think you all agree that what is the last time you spoke with a live person, whether it is Airtel, Jio, whatever it is, when is the last time you talked with a real person? So nowadays, AI is the only thing allowing you to take decisions because if it reduces huge manpower in that area. Okay, so the customer service, I think even in our site we have a bot. That bot will take the information from the customers and it will give it to us. So we have implemented bots. That is that is there are few bots are there. There's something is just collect the information. From that information it will directly give it to us. Some bots are there, so it will ask some questions to the customers. From that customers, it understand what exactly customer is asking. From that question, it responds, and like that, that interactive things are going on. So that is what smart bots are there in most of the customer services in US. I think in India we are not using that much, but in foreign countries they are using bots for customer services. And the next interesting thing is privacy violation. What is the role of AI in privacy violations? Actually, the title should be like how to steal customer data or users data. For example, you are using an Android phone. Okay, so the scenario is like, if we are using an Android phone, automatically all your major chunk of data is given to Google. From that, Google lands informations and they are giving services to us. Similarly, Apple does it in their own way. So why we need AI? So we have to make sure that the data is stolen, and also we have to make sure that the customer is unaware of that situation. So those two things need to be aligned together for that the customer in customer steering, these kind of AI technologies are very, very important. It says, okay, your information is secure, your information is secure, but it will take the essential informations and it will extract the informations and it will send to the customers. For example, if you have a mobile phone, I think if you open Google Maps and if you see the timeline, it will display, so wherever you went. Okay, so it logs all the places you visited, it logs in what route you traveled, all these things are visited. But if you go to Google Maps privacy settings, it says that the informations will not be collected. Then how they are getting this information from there is actually in their settings, there is something called security monitoring. Suppose there is a one setting that is available in Android phones, so it will continuously monitor you for against the phone theft, something like that. I don't remember the exact policy. So against the theft policy, so they have that privacy violation thing enabled. From that, the Google Map is getting this information, and that information is converted into data, and the data is displayed on your timeline. So this is how we are using AI to extract your data from some other sources and to display that on this screen. Okay, and smart home, I think everybody's, at least everybody's using Alexa or OK Google or Siri, as well as some electronic switches. So similarly, if you say, "Hey Siri," automatically, if you
I found this on the web for automatically. Check it out.
sorry, my Siri turned on. So if you say something like that, it will give you information. So this is also AI enabled. So this is where most of the times AI is used. Now, actually, as how the AI get processed. So that is where the data processing comes in. Okay, so what are the problems we are having in data processing or data uh, manipulation? So these are all the few problems we are facing in data bias and inequality. For example, I think if we are, I think all these things are based on data training. If the data set is not good, okay, automatically the prediction model will be bad. Always the results will be one-sided. Okay, so that is what data bias. Actually, lack of explainability is also similar to that only. So we are passing some data, how the data is processed, from that how many SKUs are processed, and how many features are extracted from that features, how many features are ethical one, non-ethical one, as well as how the features are relevant to that data model. All these things we really don't know. So that these three things, and also as I told you, the privacy and security, that's another thing. For example, I think the problem is, I think European Union has something called GDPR, so that it limits the tech companies to extract data from the users. So what exactly they are doing? They are taking the models from the US people and they are applying that to European applications. So this is one of the biggest issue nowadays than Europe applications, because the formations of the I think especially in the health sector, the way the food culture is different in Europe than US. So US is like uh, it's a completely, and also the human size and body formation is completely different from Europe. So the data they are taking in US, Then they process the data, they come up with a model, and they are implementing that in Europe. So it is not going to work. So if you wanted to make an application for a ethnic group or a location or a people or a country, the data has to be from that country. Then throughout all the regions, for example, if you are developing an application, okay, so what are the good foods for you? I think nowadays that is the biggest scam all around the internet. I think you eat these kind of foods, this will suits you. I think the people in Kanyakumari eat one kind of food, the people in Kashmir eat one kind of food. Because of the climate and the land and availability, the food changes. So when you train the data, I think if the technical data is from Kanyakumari and it gives you some kind of food suggestions, and if the food is given to, for example, users means, then it is not going to be in Kashmir means it is not going to be effective. So that this data bias and inequality has to be get rid when it comes to data processing. So this is one of the important things we have to uh, consider. And another thing is dependence and over reliance. Okay, so for example, I told you, right? I think I saw a lot of videos on US like
Alex,
how
sir,
the
sorry to interrupt. Your presentation is not visible, sir.
sorry 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 guys, one second. Yeah, is it okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so coming back to the Tesla thing, I think so many people are using Tesla and they believe that, okay, so if you program the car automatically, uh, uh, what do you call it? It will drop you at your place. I think my partner, I think one of my partner, I think in Arizona, Phoenix, she used an autonomous car. I think it is based on Jaguar. I think they have some kind of, they merged with some kind of companies, and that car will come to your place and pick you and drop you. So it doesn't have any drivers. Okay, so I think the best decision of history is all made by humans. Okay, so whether you like it or not, that's a true. So when I think as of now we are relying too much on data. Even myself, for example, I have a scheduler every day. So morning, what time, what are the meetings are there? Instead of writing it in a note, I don't know how many people have that habit right now, but every people have, right? Okay, in this note, I think 7:30 p.m. you have to meet this, 8 p.m. you have to meet that. We are using what do you call all these tools, reminder tools. I think in Google a lot of things are there. In Apple's reminder, I use one thing called Tick Tick. Okay, so all these tools we are using for, even for reminders we are using that. So we are heavily reliant on data than the reality thing. So these are all the problems. How we are going to solve all these problems? Okay, so that is the million-dollar question right now. So most of the time, two things are very important uh, in problem solving. First one is data training. I told you, right? Next one is decision making. So these two things, I think pattern recognition and predictive analytics is purely based on what algorithm you are going to use. Okay, for example, X algorithm works in a better way, Y algorithm works in a better way. So how you are going to combine these two algorithms in a way so that you can have a much better pattern, and from that, what is the best way to predict the pattern? All these things based on what you choose. But the data training and decision making, these two things are very important. I think I told you, right, and in the introduction also they said smart choice AI. So that is one of our tool. So the tool, what it does is like we collect the customer informations, like from where the customer is from, what is his city, what is his state, what is his zip code, these three things, what is his age, these things we collect. Similarly, what are the products he ordered in that company? So we collect all these informations. So we call the process called denormalization. So we extract the data of we extract RFM, that is recency, frequency, and monitoring. So we form a RFM matrix. From that RFM matrix, we group the customers into loyal customer, sleeping customer, champion customer, a customer about to sleep. Like that, we split the customers. Then from that information, we will make decision. Okay, so he's a champion customer of your store. So whatever the new products you try, they will buy it. I think you don't need to spend too much time and money on returning the customer. If a customer is about to leave, I think he is coming to your store here and there, very rarely, then you can make him your regular customer by providing him a offers or some kind of coupons. You can bring him in. So these things exactly we are doing. So in this, the first part up to RFM, sorry, up to processing, the data training we are sending, right? So the data has to be cleaned and the complete store data has to go in. Okay, so this is our top customer, so we should not send this customer informations. This is our bottom customer. We cannot, we need not to worry about these informations. We should not talk like that. So all the data has to go in. Then to do RFM analysis, exactly what algorithm we are going to use. I think currently we are using something called k-means clustering. It's a common algorithm in grouping the people. So we are using k-means clustering. So that is the second stage. So what algorithm we are going to make? And the third one, decision making. I recommend whenever you create an application up to analytical level, you can bring it. So from the charts, from the table, from the uh, descriptions, you can make your own decision. So that is what we are doing. So we will recommend, for example, for the higher value customers, don't do anything. For lower value customers, you send them an offer or coupon code. So that decision making is our responsibility. So if you create a system like proper data training and proper selection of algorithms, the application can be a much better one. Okay, now let's see. I think time is also going out, so I'll try to fast. So how to create a framework? Okay, so this is what the standard engineering practice to develop an application. So define objectives and requirements, choose right tools and technologies, design your AI model, model training and evaluation, integration and deployment, monitoring, maintenance, and ethical consideration. So last 3 points are somewhat the next stage of the application. So first, if you want to develop an AI application, use or a machine learning application, first thing you should have an idea. Okay, what problem I'm going to solve? I think this is where I say, I think whenever somebody comes to me training in terms of application development or something like that, how to say, the first thing is, what is you should be able to define your problem. You should be able to, what is the significance of solving the problem? Okay, so these two things are really important. If you see around you, there are lots and lots of problems. Okay, you can solve it by technology very simply, but whether the solution is really necessary. Okay, so one of the I think I maybe agree, or somebody may not agree. I think I have a room. Okay, so in that room there is a bulb. I think that bulb will have some kind of sensors. So if I walk into the room, okay, the bulb will be turned on. If I walk out, yeah, it turns off. In a real world, whether that really matters. Okay, for example, that bulb cost around 800 900 rupees. I think normal bulb will cost us 100 or 150 rupees. Okay, so in a luxurious way, okay, it is okay, but this problem need not to be solved. Okay, so there is a switch. If you enter the room, you put the switch. If you exit the room, if you turn off the switch, that's end of the story. Okay, so for that you are going to pay 5 times or 6 times more money for this feature. Means it doesn't make sense. That's what ethical considerations. Okay, but yeah, there is, the solution is there, but really required. So when you, I think these kind of problems have less significance or less attraction towards some problems which is so high, so which has some high standards. Okay, so whenever you define a problems, if you have a great problem, the solutions can be great. Okay, so whenever you, that's what I say. So you decide. I think most of your lecturers or students or PG students or something like that. So when you do one project, you always try to find a problem, try to solve the problems. Okay, that will give an edge. Next one is the right tools and technologies. I think in college level, I think I was in college for almost 4.5 years. Whenever I handle projects for students, other consultancy works. I think even I did mistake. I think the interesting story is I started in 2007 after my graduation of UG. I was working as a I was working, but I was handling one ERP application. It is an office automation application. I really don't know how to solve problems. I think in the same application, I used MySQL database, I used MS Access database, I used Oracle database, I used MS Server database. One application had 4 servers, and also the programming language is also some kind of messy. I don't know how many people remember the program called Visual Basic. I started the application as Visual Basic. Then I need some kind of web application. Then I moved to ASP.NET. Then I had some issues on I think deploying ASP.NET. Then I used my JSP based application. It's a Java based. Then also I had a small PHP application also. So because I didn't have any good mentors to teach me. Okay, so this is what you need to do when you start an application, something like that. But so the tools was wrong, but the logics and the workability was good. But if I used the right tools and technologies, that application still could work. But yeah, except one module, all the modules were replaced by the subsequent revisions. So that is very, very important. For example, I don't know how many people know VS Code. I had some kind of conversation with one trainer last week. He was still using Notepad. I think another tool called Notepad plus plus for developing an application. So yeah, so this will take a lot of time. Okay, so I think these latest tools will help you to reduce the timing of developing applications. Okay, and design your AI model. That is very, very important. As I told you, when you have a proper data set, then your application can be a proper one. I think nowadays, I think a lot of data set providers around world. I think so many universities are providing. If you go to medical research or medical applications, n number of data sets are available. So data collection, you have to spend a lot of time on that. Okay, then you have to develop an application. So this is the way you have to do that. First solution, then language or tools, then your data, then your code. I think data model and training and evaluation means the coding part you have to do. Okay, now let's try to do one small demo. Okay, so what exactly I think I came up with the complete system, but I don't know, we cannot complete that entire code. Okay, so for example, if a man uh, we can get all this information from for a man. Okay, so wake up health informations, his sleeping informations, his house's electronic devices informations. Okay, for example, if we have some kind of a smart watch or something like that, we can understand, okay, what time he is going to bed, what time he wakes up, what was his heartbeat at the night time, how much he had a good sleep. All these informations we can collect from his smart watches. Then I think if we are using some kind of Alexa or something like that, before sleeping, what is the music he is listening, so we can get that information. from the smart AC we can get, so what is the temperature he's using every day, we can get this informations. Okay, so what if he wakes up at 7 o'clock, so at the time what time they're open, I think, I don't know how many people are doing that, right? When you wake up, I don't know, we will open the windows, right? So uh, if it opens automatically, how it possible? So morning, similarly, uh, from his driving pattern, so from his scheduler, okay, so 9 o'clock you have a call with some XYZ company. 10 o'clock you have uh, lunch with some XYZ. So like that, if you have a scheduler, so you can program your car and you can make the car charge according to that. So if you sit in the car, automatically the location pops up your dashboard. That will be a great thing, right? So that we can automate. And then evening when you come up after the work, when you enter the house, if the room temperature is adjusted as per the external climate, it will be really nice. I always like that, I think. And also, yeah, based on your day, what is the food suggestions? So that's also a very, very important thing. For example, if the day is very hot, I think in night you can have some kind of cool foods. And if you have so many meetings, automatically the system can understand, like, okay, so this could be a hectic day, so play a light music like that. Okay, so this is kind of one fantasy day. But if you wanted to create an application for a smart application for a human person, how we can do? Okay, so what are the things we need to do before for implementing this application? So this is what I have. Uh, I'm going to show. So record all the data processing, give analytics, and make decisions. The make decision is, as I told you, it's a human things. So up to analytics part, you can do that. Okay. So I'll share my screen. I think it is already shared. So I'll stop this presentation and I will try to develop an application. So as fast as possible, I'll do. Okay. Mm, I think you can see the screen. I think, as I told you, AI, right? I think we are talking about AI. Nowadays, AI is very, very helpful in doing the code also. So I'm going to use a tool called Copilot. I think everybody knows what is Copilot means, so that it gives me some programs faster away. Just a minute. I don't know how interesting it is. I hope the coding part can be somewhat better. So I'm going to use AI to generate data. I'm not going to download any data from internet. So I'm going to generate data from internet. Data generated dot. Okay, so there are two ways to generate the data. One, you can use ChatGPT. That's the easiest way. Another way, Copilot. Both things once. Okay, so let me try to use ChatGPT. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I'm going to define the problem to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is going to give me the data set right now. Okay, I need. I already. I don't want to type that. Uh, since sleeping time long. Also what is the use of play before play? And relying on ChatGPT is somewhat weird. Okay, so you'll understand why it is. I'm saying that. But also the person's schedules of the day. Also, data entry of small devices like the machine. What time that copy and down time he and then switch that's enough. Okay, so I'm giving a prompt. Okay, so from this prompt I'm going to generate a few data sets. Okay, set for 6 months. Separate this date date format. So this is for programmatical evaluation. This is very, very important. Okay, so let ChatGPT gives something. So developing an application is a really simple task. So okay, let it generate. Similarly, I'll use ChatGPT to do that also. I'm going to put the same concept here. You see, it automatically writes code for you. So if you say accept, the coding is ready. Yeah, I think this cost you only $10. I think $10, I believe. So it's a very cheap tool to invest. I think if you are a really data scientist, or if you wanted to develop an application in a field of AI, so you can purchase Copilot. Okay. Now I think I'll use the data generated from ChatGPT. I'm going to use it. So this is the program which generated the data. I'll copy this code, paste it here. Okay. So if I use this, let me fix it. So now let's see the data first. Okay. So let's see sleeping data first. Okay. So this is the date and which date, what time he slept. Okay. So we got from this we can predict what is his sleeping time going to be in the next few months. Okay. Next one is, so this is something called what is the music he played. Okay. And also from this we can see what is the schedule today. All these things. And fridge data, I think item ID we forgot to mention. So what is the food he took and what time on the what day it is mentioned. And so coffee drinking habit. So what day, what time, how many cups, what time, what day, how many cups, all these things are recorded. Okay. So like this, you need a data to develop an application. So, okay. So now what I'm going to do is like, I think this data set is a crap one. Okay. So I'm not happy with this data set. So I know sometimes ChatGPT will give some bad data. So this is what I developed for yesterday work. So I have a much better data here. So if you take sleeping data, okay, what time he went to bed, what time he sleep ended, and what time he turn off the light. Okay, so all these things mentioned in this sheet. Also his music preference. So what time he played what music, all these informations are displayed here. Okay, so from this, what exactly we are going to do is, okay, so this is a challenge for you also. I think I need someone to uh, explain this. Okay, so I don't know what this is. Okay, so this is a chart which says how many day, I think every day, how much hours he slept. Okay, all these informations are matched. So from this we can say, okay, so this is the what will be the mean time of his sleep. Okay, so that we can identify that. And also the next chart will specify you what is the music he played. Okay, so mostly he listens pop music or whatever it is. Okay, so like this he is going to listen or whatever it is. So so this is what I meant, converting a data into analytics. Okay. So based on this, whenever when I think there is a campaign that is going to happen for a music store. So if the music store wants to sell some music tracks, so if it is like, I think it needs a list of people who is going to listen pop music. Okay, immediately they will send those ads to these people. Okay, so and also in our case, okay, so in our recommendation system, so when at night we can play pop music, so he likes pop music very much, so we also can have these kind of what do you call suggestions we can get. Okay, and also one more thing I ran, that's another interesting one. I think this is that code. Yeah. So this chart mentions that at what time he's going to bed. Okay. So from 8 something to uh, 11 o'clock, up to multiple times he's going to sleep in a different timeline. So this red line says this is the median sleep time. Okay. So I think I'll explain this a little bit. Expand this. Okay. System, I'll run it again. So I think this, you see the data set. So this data sets end at February, sorry, Jan 31st. Okay. Now I recommended, okay, so what will be the next 7 days of his sleep time? Okay, so that I mentioned here. For example, this data stops at 31st of January. The record after the last line is like, okay, so he can sleep anywhere between these timings. Okay, our system predicts like, okay, so for example, today he may go to sleep at 9:30 a.m. So before he goes to bed, play some jazz music like that. We can mention that. Okay, so this is achieved by a technology called not technology, algorithm called Panda. Okay, so not Panda, Profit. Yes, Profit. Okay, this Profit algorithm is yeah, algorithm. That algorithm is going to help predict what is going to happen in the next few days or few months or other things. So this algorithm, Profit algorithm, is from Facebook. Initially, they had this algorithm as a proprietary one. Now they made this algorithm as an open source algorithm. So if you wanted to adjust the algorithm, you can download the algorithm and you can modify the changes and you can make it. Otherwise, there is a library called Profit and Python. You can use this library to generate the data. So I'll explain a little bit about this program. Okay, so this program has two inputs, not two inputs, it's a one input, and from that we are deriving another one. The real input is sleeping data.csv is the real input. That data has sleeping start time, sleeping end time. Okay, from that we can calculate how much hours he slept. Okay, and this is it is converting the data into the date time format. Okay, then it's very simple. It is passing the information to uh, what do you call data frame. Okay, then the data frame is given to Profit. Okay, so we are initializing that object. From that object we are calling the Profit. From the Profit we are predicting for next 7 days. Okay, if you say next 10 days, it is going to predict the value for next 10 days. So this is like very simple implementation of an AI algorithm. So this AI algorithm can be uh, handy when it compares to how to say, if you want to develop, I think if you are a student who want to develop algorithm, okay, so some kind of funny projects we can create. And if you process all the last 10 years of rain data, I think the data set should be at least 10 years. If it is possible, 25 years to this algorithm. You can have a AI prediction model of, okay, so last year, this year, rain came. So what will be the next 10 days of rain prediction? So most of the algorithms currently, uh, not most of the algorithms, the current application rely on weather data, that is weather pattern, that is from the clouds, precipitation, the temperature, or other things. But this is another way. Because of the historical data, we can make it happen also. So if anybody wants to do some kind of weather predictions based on the data, that is past data, this is an algorithm to move. Also, this is the same algorithm that is being used in some what do you call, trading options. Some people are using that, but the reliability is very less because trading is based on the world events. But you can develop an application using this algorithm. So this is one scenario I'm trying to do. And also uh, actually, I showed two different things: what music he hears, what time he goes to bed. If you combine these things together, you will automatically, you can have another interesting algorithm to interesting results. But I tried that, but unfortunately, uh, the results I couldn't able to understand. So this is what the average mean I got. I think what music he listens before sleep. I think I couldn't able to understand this perfectly because I need to spend a little bit more time on understanding all these things. Okay, so this is one small demo I like to show you. Okay, now actually the problems actually Standard Insights is trying to uh, address. Okay, so since it's an open forum or something like that, I think you people also come up with an ideas to handle the industry problems, not only Standard Insights. So many companies have some issues. For example, we have some issues on predicting sales behavior. Okay, as well as for example, a case, I think in inventory there are 10,000 items are available. We need to predict how long these 10,000 items will last. Okay, from that what is the next order cycle. All these things, if it can be predicted, then that will be really good for users to, yeah, we can sell that. Similarly, what are the recommendations need to be given to a sleeping customer? So that kind of things you can develop. And next one is price change logs. I think if you know the oil prices and other prices are increasing and decreasing in cheap things. Okay, so if you take last 30 years of data or 40 years of data, and then you pass the data to this profit algorithms. Okay, and from that, then you have to run a classification algorithm on top of it. Why classification algorithm is like, okay, so this is the input, this is the output. Okay, so we need to train that system, and then we will, okay, so now the price is like this, so what will be the price tomorrow? We can get that input and reverse order. Okay, for that you can combine multiple algorithms together. Okay, so these are all the some of the issues we are trying to address. So if you have any solutions on in these areas, it will be really good to explore. I think it is used to you can collaborate with multiple industries and make it happen. Okay, so I think I can do another demo, but I'm not very stable right now. So I think this is what I want to say. Okay, so whenever you try to do an application, similarly you use ChatGPT as well as small code uh, uh, bits with Copilot. Then you come up with a prototype, and from the prototype you can develop an application. So whatever you do, whenever you do, I think in this, as I showed in this chart, always try to convert the data into uh, charts or tables or analytics. That is the important things. So the raw data, you will not see anything. Okay, so suppose if you see this data in an Excel sheet, you don't understand anything. It's just a bit of numbers. So this is what I'm talking about, converting it into a proper analytics. From this analytics, there are two ways. One is like you can calculate the decisions. Okay, so this is what I told you, right? Next 10 days, it gave me a prediction. So what would be the short line? So similarly, you can have a analytics, and then from that you can make decisions, and you can make it the application work. And to conclude this application, so the important thing is like always collaborate with, I think if you're a student, always collaborate with your uh, professors and also your peers, so that you will get some kind of hints and ideas on developing the applications. And uh, the further important thing is, I think the first line, it all again it says the problem at hand. Okay, so what is the problem uh, visible to you? Okay, try to solve the problems. Don't try to find a problem which is so things. And also that's another request, not request, it is suggestion, is like, don't go behind medical imaging too much. There are a lot of areas apart from medical imaging, as well as networks available, like data mining. uh, I think we need a faster algorithms, and also data processing, data efficiency. I think Python is the one of the slowest languages in the world. Okay, but we stuck with Python as of now. So if something can improve the uh, speed up of the algorithms, that will be really great. Okay, so and also if you are a professor, you collaborate with industries as well as some kind of external persons, external institutions or external research agencies, so that way the AI can be converted into much better domain. As of now, AI is like a double-edged sword. Okay, so it is giving us a lot of issues. Okay, I told you, right? I think I show you a code. I think in my company there are 14 people are there. With the 14 people, I could be able to develop an ERP application. Once upon a time, if you want to develop an ERP application, you should have at least 50 to 60 people. Now the AI is making the life much easier as well as complex for some people. Okay, so have some solutions. I think if you need any real kind of support or something like that, I think you can approach me so that I think if it is really worth it, definitely we will take it a look. Okay, so with this, I'll like to conclude this presentation. So if you have anything, if you have any questions, you please ask so that I can try to answer. Any questions, guys?
Dear participants, if you're having any queries, please you can ask.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Hi,
Your
good
session is
evening.
really good. And can you share this slide, sir?
Yeah, I'll send that. I think I'll also share the codings and data sheets also. Not a problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We want the procedure for downloading the coding, data sheets, everything. Please include that in the slide and please share the slide to us so that it will be easy for us.
Yeah, and also you
Yes.
can try your own version also. This version is some basic one. Okay, you can share. You can try your own version also.
Yeah. That we will try, sir. First, you please share your
Yeah, sure.
content so that it will be easy for us to develop further.
Yeah. I'll share it with the help of the coordinator.
Sir,
Yes.
good evening. This is Professor Naren from Alliance University, Bangalore.
Hi, sir.
Sir, actually, I have a question. Now, you were telling like there is a chance to collaborate with universities and collaborate with companies, no, sir. If you're a professor, you can go for consultancy. But many organizations, when we approach, they are not ready to collaborate. Can you give us a few organizations which can collaborate on research projects?
No,
Is there?
that's an interesting thing. I think like you can approach any companies, but the problem is like whether the company really need your solution. So that really matters, right? So that is where the uh, uh, lot of friction is happening. So I think the best way is like I think the IIT. I think if you follow IIT pages or IIM pages, that is LinkedIn pages, you can. I think they put the requirement. I think some of the professors will say, okay, so this is the problem. This is what we are trying to answer, something like that. And some companies put their problem on LinkedIn. So if you see something like that, then if you try to collaborate with that company, definitely they will let you in. And also the another important thing is you should be a subject matter expert in whatever the area. That's a simple thing. So everybody, I think so many companies wants collaborations, especially some kind of mid-level startups or something like that. But you should be, it's like fishing, need to be a little bit patient.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Anything, guys?
Sir, please check the chat box, sir. Some new questions are posted.
I'm
Dr.
not
Saurabh
very
sir
good
has
in
asked one question, sir. Yes.
Sorry, guys, I'm not very good in Google Meets. 1 second.
Hello, sir. Thank you for the
Hi.
wonderful insight and the demo using ChatGPT, sir. Is it possible to try using other AI tools like Copilot or Gemini, sir?
I don't know about Gemini, but I'm using Copilot. I think let me try small thing. For example, we use Copilot. Um, so Copilot, it is very important, but Copilot has one disadvantage. That is when it comes to dummy data generation, Copilot is not really good. You have to rely on ChatGPT. Gemini, I haven't tried that, but it is open source version is not not ready that much. So that you can use Copilot very much.
Thank you, sir.
there are so many tools similar to Copilot is also available. Another free tool is also available. I don't have that link, I believe. One second, let me check. So I think if you wanted to do a free thing, yeah. Anyway, I think when I send that slide, I will try to get you few tools, free tools, which can give auto code. Yeah.
Yes, participants, anyone
Anything
else?
Yeah. So thank you guys. I think it's been very long, so I couldn't able to speak a lot. And so that I could able to, I need to sync it. Thanks for patiently listening. Thank you guys.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Khaled, sir, for your valuable time and your topics that you shared with me, shared with us. And now I request Dr. Pungode to say the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Jennifer ma'am. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Department of CSCA, Artificial Intelligence, Madanapalli Institute of Technology and Science, I'm glad to be here to express my vote of thanks. I would like to thank everyone for attending this online FDP on unveiling emerging trends in artificial intelligence and data renaissance. A special thanks to our distinguished speaker, Mr. Alat Manoj Peter, co-founder of Standard Insights, for today's session on converting data into analytics using AI and ML tools. Thank you very much, sir. Actually, in this session, how the AI, artificial intelligence, is useful in various sectors such as healthcare, industry, customer service sector, privacy violation, smart switches, finance purpose, and pollution warning. So these are all the things sir has given us how the artificial intelligence is useful. Especially in healthcare industry, how the medical accuracy, it's total, how it is totally depending on the data. Thank you very much for giving that information, sir. And also in privacy violation, we understood how the customer data is stored without their knowledge. Thank you, sir. And also, we understood that there are many applications going to be developed using the artificial intelligence, because the application which is developed in one location, it's not going to be useful in another location. So we understood that in Kanyakumari, if you take the food habit, and it will not be definitely applicable for the Jammu and Kashmir peoples. So there are many applications are going to be developed, and there are much development in the this AI industry. So for all this information, thank you, sir. And also, God discussed how to build the AI framework. The steps were discussed, and also a demo was shown using the AI tool Copilot. And thank you very much, sir, for all this information, knowledgeable information you have given to us. And my sincere thanks to management, Dr. Yuvaraj, Principal Sir, and Dr. K. Sokanathan Sir, HOD of CSE AML, for their continuous support in conducting this online FDP. Thank you, sir. I would like to express my gratitude towards convener Dr. Vamshi sir and Dr. Jennifer ma'am. Also, I would like to thank coordinators Mr. Vishwanath sir and Mrs. Aisha ma'am, volunteers, and all other supporting faculty members who made this event a successful. Thank you, one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your talk. And thank you, participants, for all of you. Thank you, Alexa, for joining. Participants, a feedback link will be shared with you in the WhatsApp group. And today there was some technical issue in joining. Tomorrow it will be solved. Tomorrow's link will be shared in our WhatsApp group itself. Thank you all. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you to all.